could win the race. In my mind, Joey Logano's turning point started right away, early in the race. For the second day in a row, Team Penske has a loose wheel from the garage. They have yet to do a pit stop. It was the day before. It was Austin Cindric in the Xfinity car. Today it's Joey Logano in the 22 car. He has to pit because of a loose wheel. They're fortunate enough. They end up a couple laps down. They get the cautions. They get back on the lead lap. Stuck all the way back in 15th. But at this point, Burton, it seems like all is lost when it comes to stage points because they have given up every bit of track position.
Yeah, I mean, they are in trouble. Again, a team that came into this race, we're thinking they just need a solid day, right? They get this caution. They're able to use this caution to their advantage. They're able to take the pass round, get back in a lead lap, and now it's game on. Now they have a completely different mindset and what they can do for the rest of the day.
Yeah, once they get back on the lead lap, then it's just about aggression. What can they do to try to offset, try to do something, try to make up? And the decision
great call.
It's a great call, DJ. They stay out from 15th on old tires. And look who's pushing him, his old buddy Chase Elliott. We're going to get to that in a minute. Chase Elliott pushes Joey Logano to the win. Why do I bring this up? 10 points, Jeff. How much did Joey Logano advance by? 9 points. That turning point of having the chance to make the great call, having the chance to overcome a loose wheel, that was the turning point for Joey Logano. The day before, it went awry with a loose wheel.
Right.
This 22 team figured it out.
And we just talked about Paul Wolf, and I believe that the crew chief both crew chiefs at Penske, of the 2 and the 12, the 2 and the 22, I think they were the most innovative, creative, smartest guys on pit road. Mm-hmm. They consistently make these kind of calls, put their drivers in position. They trust their drivers. They put them in position and say, okay, I got you this track position. Go make it happen. And this is a good example of a crew chief trusting his driver on old tires.
Yeah, at that point in time, they pretty much realized that this is not about winning the race at this point in time. It's about surviving this the best that we can. Made a great call to leave Joey Logano, who has become one of those drivers that you can put in that situation. We talked about Ryan Newman for years, how good he is on older tires, and you put him up there in front just for a couple of laps. Joey Logano's a lot like that, too. He can get more out of a car in that situation. He got himself in the right spot. He got a push from Chase Elliott, and that's a whole nother thing. Everybody giving Chase Elliott a hard time. Why would he push Joey Logano? Well, that was his option to go forward, was to push him.
He needed those
points. He needed points, too.
Yeah, that's who was in
Where
front.
else is he going to go?
That's who was in front of him.
I mean, we've done this, and we understand what it's like being in that situation. You have to advance. You have to be selfish and look out what's best for you and trying to get the most points.
He wasn't pushing Joey Logano to help Joey Logano. He was pushing Joey Logano to help himself.
Yeah,
that was his path forward.
So we talked about the turning point being the first round. I'm going to go all the way back. The turning point for Joey Logano was the regular season.
Yeah.
In the round of 12, Joey Logano, let's recap this. He started Dover from the garage area.
Yes.
He wrecked at Talladega and wrecked again at Kansas. Look at the bottom line right there. The 28 playoff points. When people watch in June, in July, and they want to know why you fight so hard for a stage win, why you fight so hard for a race win, that is the exact reason why Joey Logano could have had the disastrous round of 12 that the 22 car had.
You can't do what they just did. I say you can't. They just proved me wrong. But it is unbelievable when you think about these 3 races. The best finish they had was 11th. And I don't even know how he did that at Talladega after getting his car torn all to pieces, and they barely beat the 5-minute clock. But this is Dover, where they didn't even start the race on the racetrack. They're in the garage area, and then Talladega. I mean, I thought he was finished for the day. I mean, he got hit 2 or 3 times here, and how they were going to do this.
Made up 16 points at Talladega, getting this car back on the racetrack.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, look at this. That doesn't even work at a short track most of the time.
Then yesterday, this wreck right here, Joey Logano through the grass, spins right here. How many times have we seen drivers go up the racetrack, get into traffic, get into the wall? Joey Logano deserves a tremendous amount of credit for never quitting.
Yeah.
He never stopped driving that car. And I know that sounds simple, but we see a lot of drivers, they get in the grass and they do this. Like Joey Logano, I got to save this car somehow, some way. When that car came off the grass onto the asphalt, he was ready for that. And he got it, he got the tires turned to the left way before anybody else, most people would have. See, it already turned to the left before he got to the grass. That was a championship. That right there could have saved their championship.
And let me be clear, got a little lucky too, because you said after the race there was a hole in the radiator. So 1 or 2 more green-white checkers, and that 22 car wasn't going to run it. So I want to take the same question. Brad's out, Chase is in, We think it could help Chase Elliott. What does this high-pressure advancement do to the 22 team?
So is the 22 right now feeling like this championship's ours? Like, we just got through all this.
Defending champ.
Like, we got through all this. Surely we can win the championship. I think the problem for them is I don't think they have the pace.
I think
he better win Martinsville if he's going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And even if he did, can they win Miami? Because I have yet to see a mile-and-a-half speed out of Team Penske to go win.
Not since earlier in the year.
Earlier in the year.
Yes. Yeah, when everybody was still trying to get used to this. So I think they have to feel good about some of the things that they were able to do the job and work their way through this. And, I mean, look at that. It's not like that just because he barely got in that he's 7th or 8th. He's all the way up in that 4th spot right now. But they're going to have to do some magic here if they're going to battle and contend for a championship.
Well, he has Kyle Larson that seems to be surging. Chase Elliott that seems to be surging. Kevin Harvick that we all know Kevin Harvick seems to run well all the time. How's he going to get through those? And then also Kyle Martin and Denny. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for them to get to Miami.
I wish I could try to predict, but I've been wrong for the first 2 rounds of how the race is going to go. But I think that Denny Hamlin will go back to the victor. He gets out of his car, and it was his, 8th or 9th word out of his mouth was Martinsville.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it wasn't, man, this was great. Man, we won at Kansas. It was, we get to go to Martinsville. And Kyle Larson, after he won, said, I don't have to worry about Talladega. And he was right. He ended up wrecking. But then we have Denny Hamlin already looking at Martinsville. I just feel there's a lot of momentum there. The best point, though, is I don't see 3 runaway drivers when we look at those points. No. Right? Everybody's stacked in. 3 completely different racetracks. Everything on the line. One thing we know is the playoffs produce the best racing that I think we have ever seen.
Playoffs are incredible. The stage race in the playoffs, the way the points are paid throughout the year, makes the regular season matter. All that adds up to an incredible regular season, a great playoff. It's really worked well.
Hey, Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.